All right, so we're going to do auto scaling so that we'll see how that works. And then that is also very related to high availability. Once high availability simply means that your application, the servers and the applications and the software and the databases running inside them should never go down, not even for 1 second. All right. Once the server is always up and never disappoints customer, will say it has high availability. And if it is such that any little thing, any power source goes down, any little thing goes down, then the availability is very low. You don't want to, as much as possible, you want to attain 100%, even though that's not possible. You want to achieve 99.99999%, so that in a whole year, it goes down only for 15 minutes maximum. All right. Anything lower than this, which is what Amazon is promising, they've promised that reliability. Yeah. High availability, high scalability, reliability, they are all very, very closely related. They really don't need to be defining them one by one. Everything points to the fact that the infrastructure and the application is run is highly available and guarantees that 99.999% of the time they are up. That's not really your work. That is the work of Amazon, of AWS, because you are paying them to provide that service, and they are promising you. I think that's part of the example, that 99.9999% of the time, all of that will be available. If it's not available, it means that they are breaching their own part of the contract, and then there are truth legal statements in place to identify them, but it's really their work. So this is where the concept of scaling, high availability, high scalability comes in. And then once you understand what those mean, it's not easy to go on. Right? Any question?
Quick question.
Yeah.
So which one is more economical? So if you're talking in terms of wasting resources, like if you go the horizontal availability, right? Scaling. The horizontal scaling. If you use the horizontal scaling and you keep adding the server,
yes.
Is that per request, or you, like, maybe it's on demand, or it's just something that you put there just in case they add more customers, or they need more resources?
Yes, it's just a feature. It's a practice that is inherent. It's part of the whole architectural design of AWS. It's there for you to just check, to just say, I want it. And then once you say, I want it to be part of it, it's as simple as a click of a button. It means that every time the resources of a server gets to a threshold, maybe like 60% usage, and then it should crash when it gets to 80% usage, then every time it gets to 60%, another server should automatically come up and assist the existing server. You are going to learn how to set it up so that that happens. And then if you were saying which one is economical between horizontal scaling and vertical scaling, vertical scaling is not practice. It's useless. It's not practice. It's just there for theoretical explanation. All the scaling that is possible in cloud is always horizontal.
Gotcha.
Vertical scaling cannot be automated. All right. Yes. We still have 9 minutes to take your questions. Everything we've done, especially today on AWS. Okay, I'll take a look at IIN. It's very simple. Cloud generally is very simple because cloud providers, especially Amazon, have deliberately made it simple so that you can get more people to come and use the facilities. If they make it hard, then it'll be hard to get customers to come and use. They'll go and go through 1 month of training before they come and use the facility. So they try to make it. They are not that. But it's just that they are voluminous. A lot of things over.
When we are talking about auto scaling,
okay.
In the situation whereby the customers are no longer using the particular application, and you don't need to add more servers. So can we call that auto scaling also?
Yeah, that should be tied to auto scaling, so that maybe in the morning your blog is a news blog. So in the morning people are really hungry for news, what's going on. So you have a lot of traffic on your site. So it should be such that additional servers can spin up automatically to accommodate that high traffic. But by midday, when everybody has moved on to something else and you have very few people on the blog site, then the number of servers serving that traffic should also automatically reduce, because you should know by the volume of traffic that site is receiving. CloudWatch and other cloud AWS facilities would be able to trigger your servers to say, the traffic has reduced to 40%, therefore we don't need you anymore, go down. So the ability to do all of that is why we call that scaling auto. Auto means it's autopilot, it's automatic. So yes, your application is intelligent enough when plugged into auto scaling to know when it needs additional servers and when it does no longer require those services and then shut the server down. Otherwise, you'll be paying so much to have your servers up when they are not really active. They are not doing any work. Amazon does not want that. The reason you want to keep going to Amazon AWS as a service provider is because it's intelligent enough to help you save money and shut down servers when you don't need them. And also intelligent enough to know, unless you now specify the maximum, and no matter what the condition. We have heard about delivery packages where restaurants, especially during COVID, made $1 million in one day. So how come where the servers all up to have supported all customers on that app, how come that during high traffic they were able to get all of the orders to make to fulfill those orders during peak time, and then during low time, during when the demand is not so high, the servers were not up and therefore they were not paying so much? Yeah, it's intelligent. I don't know if I answered your question.
Okay, sir. Yeah, I got it.
Yes, sir.
So it's elastic. Elastic is the word. It's able to expand and I was looking for the other word, right? It's able to expand and retract. Okay, and retract for now automatically. That's why I call them elastic. And you are going to learn how to do that tomorrow. I mean, Dennis. Yes.
I have a question, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just wondering, if, for instance, there's a big company that feels it needs a very large server. I recall you were showing us the different kind of sizes of servers at the very beginning. So if I pick a very large server because of the people that I'm serving as at that point.
Okay.
And then along the line, I envisage that I'm even going to expand. So if I'm to expand and I'm requesting for auto scaling, so is it that kind of server that will also be added when I scale up, or any different?
You are going to pick the kind of server that will be scaled. You are going to pick it. You are going to define it, that every time you are scaling, this is the type of server to use. You define
okay.
It. Yes.
What of the situation where, for some reasons, my market crash and it goes below the big server that I have already?
So that's a good question. So why would you want to, if you consider that question you just asked now, do you still want to go ahead and use big server?
No.
Okay, good. Because one of the 5 things that you consider in your design for us to say, wow, this is a good design, or it's not just for you to do the work. Doing the work that it was meant to do is not the measurement as to this is a good design. You are a good engineer, we'll pay you well. One of the 5 factors to consider, in fact, the primary one, is cost. So if you use big server that is costing the company $10 per minute, and then it's doing the work fine, no problem. And then somebody comes and say, why are you using this big server? You can use a server that will cost the company only $0.5 per minute. All your accolades and all the big job you have done here will be relegated, and then they will adopt this other design that is cost. So cost is a major consideration. So based on that question, it might be better to use small servers that will cost $0.5, so that in the event that the traffic is low or for some reason you are not in business or something happens, you are still able to maintain low cost operation instead of having the big servers that serve you only during high traffic. We'll put cost into consideration. It's not enough to say I have a high availability, high scalability, high durability, and then my cost is very high. No, you must bring this cost to something very low. Yeah, good question.
Thank you, sir.